kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we wanted to give a special shout out to all of our great customers, thanking you all for a record-setting year in 2024. Now let's get the new year rolling with some big savings. Right now at Cobble, we have some of the biggest discounts in the area with over $12,000 off list price or 0% APR on select new models. So stop on in the dealership or hit us up online at cobblecars.com to get true low country overhead in action. $12,000 off list or 0% APR right now at Koppel. So please stop on in or visit us at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
This is the Adam Carriker Show.
Position right of the quarterback, out of the shotgun, 1st and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carriker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 8-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carriker.
Shotgun snap to Everett. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a whole lot of Adam Carriker who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Adam Carriker.
Welcome, everybody, into the Adam Carriker Show. Noon to 1 p.m. Central Time, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Come join us. Here's what you're going to hear. Unique insights, unbridled honesty. Producer Jake and I are going to have a whole lot of fun in the process. We're going to talk Husker sports, college football, and general sports as a whole. As promised, we're going to start off with some Nebraska's the transfer portal update. All right, a little Nebraska basketball as well. Shedeur Sanders. There are some NFL scouts that do not have a first-round grade on him. Now, if you remember months ago, I said I would not draft him as a top pick. He's a top talent. I said I would not draft him as a top pick. He's a great college quarterback. Being a great college quarterback, great NFL quarterback, aren't always the same, but he has the talent to be a top 10 pick, so why would some people not have a first-round grade? Adam, why would you not touch him in the top half of the first round? I probably would in the second half of the first round. We'll talk about that as well. All right, later on this week, we're going to be joined by Sam Cook on Friday. Going to be joining me for an interview. Brian Bushino is going to join us today. Had a last-second interview for like a job or something, I think. I didn't ask. I don't know. I didn't clarify. I know he's trying to get in the NFL, so maybe I should have clarified. But he's not going to be able to join us today. I'm trying to get him on for Thursday or Friday works, whatever's good for him. He will be joining us later this week. All right. So we got portal updates, Nebraska basketball. We got some general college football, Shedeur Sanders, NFL talk, Tyreek Hill. Jalen Ramsey wants to treat the NFL like the college football transfer portal. We got college football playoff games starting on Thursday. We got NFL playoff games starting this weekend. Jake, how in the blue hell are we going to get this all in an hour? And I had an interview scheduled on top of it all. All right, let's light this candle. Let's start right off the top with our daily prize giveaway. Today, if you are the winner, you will be brought on air. You cannot lose your prize, however. All right, give him that number to call, Jake.
402-464-5685.
All right. All you got to do is call that number. Be caller number 5. We will patch you on through. Doesn't matter. You've already won if you're just caller number 5. Why? Because I like to bring people on air, make up random trivia questions, and just see what happens because it's fun. All right, $100 gift certificate to Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street on Lincoln. Again, call that number. Be caller number 5. You win the prize. We'll bring you on air, make up a trivia question, have some fun. Ooh, this is the other thing I got. This is actually per Michael Severe on X. And I wanted to get the fans' response in the comments. All right, with the text line. What's that number again, Jake?
402-464-5685. Same number.
Never changes. I still don't remember. That's why I asked Jake. All right, in 20 years, per Michael Severe, the New York Times has recommended 914 total places to visit, including 41 U.S. states. The 9 states that have not made the list, this should be the trivia question, but it's not. All right, Delaware, Iowa, Massachusetts, Mississippi, Nebraska, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Vermont, and West Virginia. The question, where in Nebraska would you recommend if you were to give a place to the New York Times to recommend to somebody come to Nebraska and visit? Do you have a place off the top of your head, Jake?
I mean, I think the zoo works pretty well in Omaha. If you're a college football fan, it's Lincoln. If you're not, I'd probably suggest Omaha.
I think the College World Series, I think the zoo, I think game day in Memorial Stadium. Even if you're not a Husker fan, just the experience is something else. Like, there's a lot of things actually to do. Text in, let me know. What would you recommend? Is it things Jake and I already mentioned? Is it something else? And you can send in multiple suggestions. Jake, feel free to hop in anytime when we get some responses to that. All right, a little bit of roster math. Now, this was as of the start of the year. I haven't updated this just yet, but it can't be too different. All right, we got to get to that 105. 100 returning players, 20. I think we got a little bit more than that now. 20 incoming signees. All right, 11 portal additions, probably more than that now. 26 players who must exit for Nebraska to reach the 105 roster limit, probably about 28 at this point now, before the 2025 season. Now, based on the expectations, the players who participated in senior day or have entered the portal will not return. There are undoubtedly walk-ons among this 100 who've decided to depart but have not made this known yet. I'm willing to bet Matt Rule might have a clue, but we do have to get down to that 105 for the 2025 season. Now, if I'm a head football coach, I've mentioned it's insanity being a college football coach right now. I saw this as well. The number one player in Hawaii and the number 8 quarterback flipped on signing day. He was longtime commit to Cal. On signing day in December, flipped that day to Oregon. Practiced with the Ducks, was in Pasadena for the Rose Bowl, and then about a day or two after the Rose Bowl, hit the portal again. Didn't even make it to January with Oregon and is already in the transfer portal. That's craziness to me. Now we got guys hitting the portal before they actually practice on their own college campus. Jake, what? What is going on?
Don't like it.
That's insanity to me. All right. You probably heard Alabama starting tackle Elijah Pritchett plans to enter the transfer portal. He's in the portal. He's in Lincoln today. 6'6", 330 pounds. According to this, and I've heard various things, started all 13 games for Nebraska, for Alabama, 2 years of eligibility left. Now, he allowed 31 pressures Okay, gave up 6 sacks. And somebody texted me also 2 arrests. So the Alabama papers aren't exactly the fondest. Okay. You look at his stats compared to like Caden Proctor, allowed 13 hurries this year. He allowed 31. Jaden Roberts, 11. Tyler Booker, 10. Wilkin Formby, I don't know if I'm saying that right, 8. And a couple other their linemen allowed 7 pressures. He allowed by far the most. Now, am I burying the kid? No, not at all. Here's what I see. Because I had someone mention this to me on X, and I screenshotted it. They said, Adam, do your research, because I commented on this, that we need O-linemen. This would be an important addition. Important being the most important word in that sentence. Adam, do your research. This guy would not be a good addition at all. I didn't say good addition. I said, here was my exact response. Pay attention. I said he would be an, and I quote, important addition, end quote. And I said, I stand by those words. It's a position of need. He's very talented. He's a 4-star in the portal, former 5-star out of high school, top 100 commit in the country. I don't think Alabama even offers you unless you're in the top 100. I'm just kidding, but probably. My point is it's a position of need. He's very talented. At that point, if he comes here, it comes down to coaching. And I'm going to look at Donovan Raiola, who's going into his 4th year as the offensive line coach. Been here longer than anybody else in that football facility as a coach. And I'm going to say it's about time we produced a good offensive line. This guy's got a bit of a history. He's also got a ton of talent, and that tiebreaker comes down to coaching. So he is projected to commit to Nebraska. That's according to some of the On3 folks. We'll see what happens. If he comes, talented, position of need, coaching, that's the tiebreaker. That's what's going to matter. If he doesn't commit here, this is all a moot point. We'll see who we do end up getting, because we need at least 2 offensive linemen. At least two. Tackle, interior linemen. All right. Jake, do you kind of feel like this is a fair way of looking at it? You heard the conversation I had with an individual right before I came on air. And my response to him when we were talking about this guy was, because he's talented. Started Alabama without having talent. Again, it's coaching. Is it unfair to say that maybe we didn't get the top flight lineman we want, so now we're going down to the next tier of linemen to get who we can get, with all due respect? And this guy might come here. Raiola might coach him up. He might be an All-American. He might come here. He might not do so much, and it may never come to nothing. I don't know. But what are your thoughts? Because that's exactly basically what I said to the individual before I walked in here. You heard that. What are your thoughts on that statement?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of odd. I understand that Alabama fans were frustrated with the kid, but I mean, what you just kind of stated out, that doesn't sound like a starter at Alabama, right? Mm-mm. That's like if you're the worst starter at Alabama, that generally would still put you near the top in the country. Now, again, gave up a lot of pressures. I mean, you look through his numbers, Alabama fans are excited about him, but part of it is, is growing through that too. It's good to at least get a guy with some experience. I mean, we've got guys from Alabama before without experience, and they don't really hit the field generally, or at times have not. So, I don't know if you're on your 2nd round. I know they had some other guys that they were after, Keegan Trost and Fiamoa, and he went to Wake Forest. So there's not their first target, but he just entered the portal. So it's tough to say. I still would hold him in high regard. And again, maybe he's not your number 1 tackle, but maybe he can be your 2nd tackle.
We need depth.
Right. So it would be a huge get with a lot of upside, like you said. I don't necessarily know if they're on plan B. But that being said, I mean, the portal has been open for a long time. It was a need going into it. So I can see how it's seen that way.
I guess we'll see what happens. If he comes, I'm going to assume there's a reason Matt Rule wanted him. I'm going to assume they believe they can do things with him. If you're getting a guy like that with only 2 years of eligibility and a ton of starting experience, I'm going to assume they want him to come in and start and to play right away. And then that's going to come down to coaching. I do think with some of the off-field stuff, I think that plays a factor as well, probably when it comes to the Alabama folks and some of the thoughts that they've shared. I'm not going to say if he comes, I'm not going to poo-poo all over the guy. I'm also not going to sit here and say, bam, great addition. What I'm going to say, important addition at a spot of need with a lot of talent. What are you going to do with him, Donovan Raiola, if he commits? That's how I'll look at it. All right, Mo Westmoreland is also in Lincoln today. All right, 2-time JUCO All-American, 2-time Conference USA first-team All-Performer, and 2024 Conference USA sack leader. Now, if he comes here, what I'm hearing a lot of, we're getting a lot of these lower tier, really good players. That doesn't excite me. I look at Indiana, and yeah, they were outmanned versus Notre Dame. How can you poo-poo anything they did? 3-9 to 11-1. Are you freaking kidding me? So for me, they didn't even get the top players from different conferences. They just took the best players from one team, James Madison, and then 2 more from Ohio. Curtis Rourke and their top wide receiver from Ohio, who became probably their top wide receiver at Indiana. So if we do this, we'd be getting the top player, defensive player of the year from the Sun Belt. By the way, when Georgia Southern was here a few years ago and beat us on Memorial Stadium, he led Georgia Southern in tackles that night with 10. So he's been inside Memorial Stadium and had success before, unfortunately for us. But we'd have the Sun Belt Conference Defensive Player of the Year. And if Mo Westmoreland indeed does come, the 2024 Conference USA sack leader. So we're not just getting the best player or players off a particular team, but out of an entire conference. And here's what I'll tell you. Sometimes these guys go to smaller conferences because they're not quite as athletic, but they could play at a Power 4 conference level. All right. But they wouldn't be top tier Power 4 conference. Sometimes they go somewhere else due to academics. Sometimes there's late bloomers. I sat here and talked about Dennis Rodman, which is an anomaly, by the way. He grew like 6 inches that one summer. You remember me talking about that?
Yeah,
then all of a sudden he turned into Dennis frickin' Rodman. Now that, again, that's an anomaly. But I do get excited when it's like conference sack leader, conference defensive player of the year. I expect them to come in and start and make an impact. Now, are they going to be like first team All Big Ten? I don't know, but let's give them a chance because they're definitely more experienced. They're definitely been more productive than a lot of the guys we currently have. Are they more physically talented purely? I don't know, but we need some guys with some experience on the defense after a lot of the experienced guys from last year aren't here anymore. Okay, so for me, it's hard not to get at least mildly excited, and then we'll see what the ceiling is. Does that make sense to you, Jake?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, how often do you watch the NFL draft and say, "Hey, how did Toledo or Northern Iowa or somebody get a kid in the first round, and Nebraska can't get one for years?" You know, so yeah, there's talent everywhere, and these days I think it's going to be harder for the smaller schools to keep them.
Oh, for sure. This is what's going to happen. They're going to, hey, our best players, we can't quite afford to pay you what Nebraska does. And then Nebraska's going to show. Ben Roethlisberger went to Miami of Ohio. Just a couple of guys off the top of my head. Texas, their top pass rusher went to UTSA, University of Texas San Antonio, the Roadrunners, meet me last year. I can't believe I just did that on air, Jake.
I like that.
I love the Roadrunner. All right, when I was growing up, that coyote was just not very bright. But he was really tough. It's amazing the things he could endure.
That's true.
But from UTSA, University of Texas, San Antonio, the Roadrunners, their best defensive player went to Texas, and he's been their leading pass rusher this past year. A little follow-up to yesterday. Now, this is per @Skurs News on X. Sip, talking about Steve Sipple, said on his show today that he knows Mike Eckler, Tennessee special teams coach. We need a special teams coach. He's top 5 in America when it comes to being ranked as a highly successful special teams coach from Nebraska, coach to Nebraska, born and raised in this great state. Mike Eckler is very interested in the open special teams coordinator job. He believes, talking about Sip, he would take it if offered. We'll see what happens there. All right, I think that'd be a home run hire. I mean, I really do. I would feel like we've got one of the top 3 offensive coordinators in the country in Holgerson. We got one of the top 5 special teams coaches, if this were to happen, in Eckler. And Butler's got as much of a resume and experience as you can possibly imagine. Are you going to prove it on the field this year consistently? That'd be the question there. You look at all 3 coordinators, it's like, man, there's a lot of experience and proven success over time. All right, a little bit of Nebraska basketball update. I thought this was interesting. Since February 1st, 2023, Nebraska has a 41-16 record. That's a 719 win percentage. The Huskers' 719 win percentage is second best in the Big Ten in that span, only behind Purdue, who's at 791. Prior to February 2023, Nebraska was just 33-80. Good Lord. That's a 292 winning percentage in Fred Hoiberg's first 3+ years since 2019. That's an amazing turnaround. And you're starting to see people recognize it a little bit. Andy Katz actually ranked Nebraska 24th in his power rankings. All right. Purdue was 18, West Virginia, Kansas, Utah State, Gonzaga, Michigan, Nebraska, UCLA. His power 37. What a randomly odd even number. All right. How much time we got left in this? All right. Shedeur Sanders. So I've seen several places where there's a lot of NFL scouts who don't have a first-round grade on him. Here is my thoughts on this. And I was surprised, not shocked. When you look at Shedeur, he's got all the physical capabilities that it takes to be a good starting NFL quarterback. But there are red flags. Number one, he's used to holding the ball forever. A lot of their routes were not routes where you got rid of the ball quickly. It was a lot of 5, 7-step drops, or if he was in the gun, he was holding the ball longer so their longer routes could develop. And they wanted to do that because they had all this speed outside on the edge. They would get the ball to Hunter with a lot of quick screens and see what he could do. Outside of that was a lot of deep routes. The NFL is a little bit different. It's a lot of quick reads. It's a lot of, hey, they're going to zone blitz this way. We got to react and get it out the ball quickly that way. So he used to making those reads. For me, is he a leader of men? That was my biggest question mark early in the season. Is he a leader of men? There's been an obvious favoritism. I'm not knocking Colorado at all. Remember, I sat here and said, I think Travis Hunter should have won the Heisman over Genty. A lot of people didn't agree with me. That's okay. Still America. We can still disagree. For now, anyways. My point is simply this. This isn't pro or anti-Colorado. Let's take the little brother rivalry out of this. For me, when I look at Shedeur, is he a leader of men? There was obvious favoritism from his dad to him and Travis Hunter. Now, if you want to protect Travis Hunter because he's playing so many plays, I get it. But it was blatantly those two over and over and over. Here's the other thing. He's never played for anyone but his dad, and his dad is not going to coach him in the NFL. That is going to be a gargantuan new change of experience for Shedeur. You can't tell me that's not going to affect him. If it affects him like a normal human being, it will take a couple of years to get you. He's never known anything different all the way since Pee Wee football. It's been his dad, and that's awesome. Father-son bonding, relationship time, phenomenal. As far as setting you up to be successful in the NFL and an offense you've never run, not great. As far as being coached by somebody else, not great. As far as not being one of the favored ones, not great. As far as how other grown men in a locker room are going, how they put food on the table for their family, their livelihoods, their careers, everything they've ever worked for is going to be in large part in your hands. I don't know how great that is. I don't know how much of a locker room leader he's going to be. I don't know how he's going to adapt to getting the ball out quicker, a different offense, and I don't know how he's going to adapt to not being coached by his dad where he's been blatantly favored. I think these are gigantic red flags, and I talked about them all the way back in September. My mind has not been changed. I still think he was a great college quarterback. But I'm a little surprised because I thought people had kind of like put that in the rearview mirror and they were focused on his arm talent, his physical ability, and he might be the number one overall pick. Maybe he will be. I don't know. Maybe the team with the number one pick in the NFL draft has him graded as a high first-round pick. Maybe they're one of the teams that don't. But for me, my mind hasn't changed. There's still all these concerns and red flags. There are almost 8 billion people on planet Earth. There are only 32 quarterbacks who start in the NFL on any given Sunday. Only about half of them are considered to be average or above. That's 16 people out of 8 billion. Only about half of those are considered to be really good, 8, and only about half of those are considered to be elite. So you're talking anywhere from probably, if you want to be kind, 16 people all the way down to 8 who are considered really good quarterbacks on the face of planet Earth out of 8 billion. It takes more than physical talent. And all these other things are potential red flags for me. Jake, what are your thoughts on this? And I truly believe this has nothing to do with Colorado, the little brother rivalry, or any of that. I've been consistent on this, but what are your thoughts? Do you agree, disagree? What do you think, my man?
Well, I like your thoughts there. I do think there are major concerns with Shedeur Sanders, but I think there's major concerns with everyone. When you say major, maybe that sounds a little too alarming. It's going to be between him and Cam Ward, at least as of right now. It looks like for the top quarterback taken, Cam Ward's is going to have concerns as well. Shedeur, I mean, especially the kind of scrambling around he does to avoid sacks, that's not going to be taken well at the NFL because he'll run back 40 yards just to prolong the play. And that's not going to work out there. But I mean, he's got the arm talent. So I mean, and it put an incredible career at Colorado. And I know you're not saying anything about his Colorado career, but again, I I know some people can laugh at them because they didn't win their bowl game or whatever, but to go from 3-9 to 9-4 in just, from, a 1-win team when they took over to 2 years later, having the Heisman Trophy winner, all that incredible career, and deserves to be one of the high graded guys. But it is, and maybe you won't like this or whatever. I mean, his dad is a part of this. I mean, he's on commercials. He's very vocal. So, if Cam Ward's dad says something, yeah, it'll make the local papers. But if Dion says something, it'll make national news. So it's there are some things to be aware of if you're going to draft him.
One thing I actually like, because you alluded to the scrambling, he's used to having a horrible offensive line. Imagine what he could do if he had some actual time to throw and blocking. I actually will say that out there in defense of him. Now, I don't think he's stepped foot on a field, especially in the Big 12 Conference, very often, if ever, where he didn't have the most talented skill guys on the field, though. I don't know if there's ever a time when the other team had more talented skill guys in the defensive secondary versus his receivers. So that could be a counter to that. He also had no run game.
Yeah.
No run game to speak of. So it'll be interesting to see how this unfolds. So I had this on the list to talk about, but obviously I've been gone over Christmas break. Cam Ward, talented guy, loved the guy, watched him go to Washington State, said if that guy ever goes somewhere where the college has a brand or a name, he's going to be a household name across the nation. Goes from WSU to Miami, and that's instantly what he is. Now, I've loved the guy. He played hero ball and saved Miami's season so many times this year because they didn't have a good defense, and they pretty much just relied on him. Eventually, he couldn't do it all, and Miami ended up losing a few close games at the end. By the way, they fired their D coordinator, so that tells you who they blame. But what he did in the bowl game drives me, I don't respect it at all. Now, some people are like, don't villainize. Like my former teammate, his locker is right next to mine in D.C., Robert Griffin III, put out, well, at least he played a half in the bowl game. Don't villainize these college players, really? There's not a right and a wrong in this world anymore. There's no accountability. Did he tell his coach he was only going to play a half? My gut says probably no. I don't know that answer definitively. But he basically played, set the record for most career touchdown passes. I believe he broke the record by Case Keenum. Now, he did play until halftime, but then took himself out. His team's down by 1 point. By the way, his team lost by 1 point in the fourth quarter, and he won't go in the game. Sets an individual record and then says, I'm out the second half. I don't care how you slice it. You either should have played the whole game or told your coach beforehand, I'm not playing at all. Now, if he told his coach, I'm going to play the first half and be out the second half, I mean, that's his coach's decision, but I don't think that's the case. So now you got a guy who put himself before the team to set a record, an individual record, put himself before the team. That's got to be a concern for an NFL team, to a degree at least. These are all things that factor. Dude, when I got drafted, you have no idea the depth that they went to look into me and the people they talked to. They called my neighbors, my middle school coach, my high school coach. They called people I hadn't talked to in like half a decade. They talk to everybody. They consider everything. There's a little test. You got to drop the ball. Dude, the mental testing I did was more exhausting at the combine than the physical testing. You got to drop the ball. You got to come down here, and you got to grab it as soon as it bounces.
That's one of the tests.
I did absolutely awful at it. I'm like, has anybody ever done this? The guy goes, one guy. I go, who? Reggie Bush. And that's it. Huh. But they test everything they can think of. Multiple times I went into a meeting and they would have my 15. I know what my 15 worst plays in my college career are because they played them over and over, and they yell at you in your face, 1 inch from your face, to see how you respond. So when I tell you these little things matter, they matter, because the difference when you're all elite level athletes, it's literally millimeters, and that millimeters is in the head. It's the 6 inches above the neck and the 6 inches between your ears. Like, these things will be evaluated and will be interesting. And I was a huge fan of Cam Ward. I was so disappointed to see that. And if people want to hate on me because that's my take, God bless you, still my take. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to hear from Paul Feinbaum, Michael Wilbon, and Lane Kiffin. We got clips to play. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
If you're sick of catering from the same places every month, it's time to switch things up. Mulberry Barbecue is perfect for business lunches and dinners, family gatherings, holiday parties, wedding receptions, rehearsal dinners, and so much more. Delivery and full service options are available, and they can cater for anything from 10 people to 500 people. Call them at 402-937-7114 to hear their menu options and get your catering booked today. Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
New year, new you? Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help make sure you keep that resolution this time. Our proven system combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition, along with our expert coaching to make sure you're moving forward toward your goals. The next 10-week challenge starts January 11th, but if you enroll now, you can start today and get a head start on those gains for no extra cost. Plus, head to fxblincoln.com and you can save $100. Don't wait. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up
But why?
because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
The electrical workers of local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Bryant at 402-467-1111 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-1111.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Allow me to get a bit sappy. For women, jewelry isn't just a gift. It's a timeless symbol of love and appreciation. You have to get this right. No fleeting trends or gadgets will make the impact. Every time she wears it, every time she gets a compliment, you win. Trust me, guys. You'll get your money worth. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we wanted to give a special shout out to all of our great customers, thanking you all for a record-setting year in 2024. Now let's get the new year rolling with some big savings. Right now at Cobble, we have some of the biggest discounts in the area with over $12,000 off list price or 0% APR on select new models. So stop on in the dealership or hit us up online at cobblecars.com to get true low country overhead in action. $12,000 off list or 0% APR right now at Cobble. So please stop on in or visit us at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did.
This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to segment 2 of the Adam Carriker Show here on 93.7 The Ticket, brought to you by theticketfm.com, also carrikerchronicles.com. But this segment is brought to you by our good friends at Mulberry Barbecue at 11th and Cornhusker, open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Try their burn-end sandwich, a brisket burrito, barbecue nachos, a full slab of ribs, a half-smoked chicken, and much, much more, ladies and gentlemen. Plus, incredible size. Get fueled for lunch today or make dinner plans at Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel, located at 11th and Cornhusker. We have not yet had caller number 5 call in. Give them that number to call, Jake.
402-464-5685.
Call that number, win a $100 gift certificate to Automotive Solutions. And we'll bring you on air and ask you a random trivia question. Does not matter if you get it right. You've already won your prize. That's just for fun. All right, be caller number 5. Call that number, win a $100 gift certificate to Automotive Solutions, and join us on air and have some fun. All right, we did get some responses to the question I posed earlier on via Michael Severe's tweet. One of only 9 states to never be recommended to visit by the New York Times. How disrespectful. But if you were to recommend places in Nebraska, things in Nebraska to come do and come see for the New York Times to put out for the fine folks of, I guess, Earth to come see, what would they be in this great state? What are some of the responses that we've gotten, Jake?
Hammond Beans says Sandhills.
Hammond Beans.
Willie says that too. Sandhills. Golfing in the
Sandhills. All right. Yes.
Your wife actually texted in and said Lake Mac.
Lake McConaughey. That's a phenomenal one right there. 22 miles long. Got an actual city still at the bottom of it. They say if you fly over it, like slow enough, you can actually see it on a clear day at the bottom of the lake.
That's cool.
I don't know if it's true, but that's what I've been told.
Yeah. And then Ash Falls is another one that was sent in here. Timmy V.
All right. I like that. Send in some more of your suggestions. All right. Jake can stop me at any point. Let me know what some of the suggestions. All right. In the meantime, let's play some of these clips. Who did I say we were going to go first to?
Start with Lane Kiffin.
Let's start with our good old buddy Lane Kiffin, who doesn't have any. So people may be sick of me talking about the SEC bias. Well, I'm sick of the SEC bias. We will keep it short today, but let's hear from our good old buddy Lane, who has no SEC bias at all.
It's why it's just different. It's just totally different. And these comparisons of other conferences and ACC and Big 12, I mean, it's just like, you might as well be in different leagues, not conferences, different leagues. You know, like here's the NFL, here's the SEC, here's those few Big 10 teams, and then here's everybody else. So you're going to see it in the draft. You know, it'll be different, like it always is with the SEC, the amount of kids drafted out of here and there. And so it's really a bad system. Here you go. You got me going. It's just a bad system. It's a bad system. And you got people in there in place of it. And I don't know, they gave me the list of the coaches today. You know, any of those coaches ever been down here in the deep South into these stadiums and played in these games that are on this? So how do they even know? How do they even know what it's like to have to go win in these stadiums, in these places, and on the road of teams that they say, well, these teams are 500 teams. And then we have, you know, the week where the 3 favorites all lose on, you know, the senior day and night in 3 of the hardest stadiums in America to play. It's much different than where these other conferences go and play their, you know, 6-6 teams that they got to go play, or 5-5 teams at the time. It's totally different. And you got to get up for it every week. It's a lot easier when you got to get up for 2 games a year, you know, to get your team up.
So I won't bring up his tenure at the Raiders, USC, or Tennessee. We'll leave that all alone. Is that fair, Jake?
I think that's fair.
Okay, that's fair. I won't bring that up. I won't mention that. Here's the deal. I think it's a lot easier when you have 3 bye weeks every year because you only play 8 conference games, so every single team in your conference automatically gets one more win. So Ole Miss has a record of 9-3. But when you only play 8 conference games and you don't play anybody out of conference, which Ole Miss did not, and then you play 4 non-conference games, you're basically getting the bonus win. So for all we know, Ole Miss should have been 8-4 this year, for all we know. I think it's a lot easier when everyone preseason ranks all these SEC teams in the top 25, then they play each other. Well, now we've got all these ranked wins. Well, that was predetermined before anybody ever stepped foot on the football field, which is one of the major reasons I'm not a fan of the preseason poll anyways. Look at the preseason poll and then the end of season poll. They rarely match up at all. So I think that there's a lot of ESPN SEC bias. I think I like results on the field. The Big Ten stomped a mud hole in the SEC this year. Navy stomped a mud hole in Oklahoma. No, didn't stomp a mud hole, but they beat them. Here's my point. And once again, and I won't belabor this too much, the SEC has created this perception that we're the best. We don't have to go out on the field and win, because even though we got killed in these bowl games, we're still the best. What annoys me about the SEC isn't the fact that they think they're the best. It isn't the fact that they believe they're the best conference, this and that. It's the fact that they ignore what happens on the field sometimes. They think they can lose a quarter of their games and they should still be in the playoff. They think that it's okay to lose to 6-6 teams twice, lose by 3 touchdowns to one of them, Alabama, Oklahoma, play teams like Mercer, and then complain about strength of schedule. The thing that really bothers me the most is the bubble-like arrogance. Has anybody ever been to the South? Has anybody ever done this or that? Well, I know you've been to California. Not long, because I won't bring that up, but you spend most of your time in the South. How much time have you spent outside the South? Because what drives me nuts isn't that they believe they're the best conference. It's that they believe, and he literally said it, and that's why I wanted to play that clip, that they're the NFL of college football. That is what bothers me. They think that they're head and shoulders above. It's a different conversation. It's like a different league. It's like the NFL, then the SEC, then about 4 or 5 Big Ten teams and everybody else. That's what he said. That's what bothers me. Don't act like you're on a completely different planet that is significantly better than the rest of the college football world. That's what I don't like. To be clear, I actually like Lane Kiffin. I love the fact that he trolls people on X. But I don't like when somebody just lives in a certain region, says, have you ever been here? My question would be, have you ever been anywhere else an extended period of time? Or are you speaking from a bubble-like mindset? And then you're talking about how it's a completely different league. We're the NFL of college football. That's what I'm not crazy about. Now, let's go to Paul Feinbaum, who actually, I've never really paid attention to what he says because of his SEC bias, but he actually gained some of my respect with this. Go ahead and play that clip there, Jake.
Paul has a surprise, am I being told? What is that, Paul?
Well, Greeny, I led the Alabama parade to get them into the playoffs. You know that. I stood on every building, especially on this show. And on the first day of the new year, I'm surrendering. I am waving the white flag. Forget Alabama. I'm done. Count me out.
Oh, Paul with one of those hotel towels. Very good. Paul, that is well played. I like it. We all like to see the concession speech being made from Sir Paul.
So that's the only other time I've ever seen him not pro SEC in something was when he was talked about who's the greatest team of all time. And he named 1995 Nebraska. This was in a clip like half a decade ago. Other than that, it's always something SEC. All right. So for me, that was actually a moment of contrition, a moment of honesty. Instead of I'm an SEC guy, it's always got to be the SEC. So I actually appreciate that and he earned some of my respect. Michael Wilbon, who sometimes I'm surprised ESPN keeps him because he is so honest that I am surprised that they keep him. And what he says here, I found incredibly honest, true, and interesting. Go ahead, Jake.
Tony, I agree with most everything you said there. I mean, from the top for me, 12 is too many. And I'm going to disagree with people who are true experts, many of them colleagues and many of them friends on this network who've been talking all day. And they all bless 12. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to bless 12. It needs to be an 8-team tournament. Here's one of the reasons why it needs to be 8. First of all, college kids don't need to play 16 or 17 games in a season. That's heinous. Now, secondly, if you have 8, you don't have buys. You don't need buys. The teams that had buys got beat, and they were rusty. Oregon, come on, Oregon doesn't deserve that fate. You don't need buys. Get in with 8. You seed them 1 through 8, addressing another one of your issues I agree with you on.
Yeah.
And you put those 8 teams out there and you see, let's go. The teams that were rusty, Tony, they're at a disadvantage. They hadn't played in a month. Notre Dame had played last week. Ohio State had played like 10 days earlier, not been off for like 26 days. So, no, that's a disadvantage. If you have a bye, you don't want to have a disadvantage. They can fix the seeding. Just fix it. They're not going to go from 12 to 8 because this is a greed play. It's a money play for everybody involved, including this network.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I just think it needs adjusting. I think one of the
You
things
can cut
that
it
we
off there.
saw.
I just wanted to hear what Wilbon had to say. I love the honesty. It's a greed play by this network. Like when I said Indiana didn't deserve to be in a 12-team playoff, they deserve to be in. The only reason we're talking about 3 lost teams possibly getting in and a 2-loss non-conference champ in SMU getting in is simply because we have to fill out 12 teams. It should be 8. Get rid of the buys. Tennessee clearly didn't deserve to be in. Indiana, play somebody. SMU, Clemson, no 3-loss team should ever be in a college football playoff. And I know they won the ACC, but no 3-loss ACC team should absolutely ever be in the playoff. To me, it should be 8. But he articulated it best. It's not about the safety of the players. It's not about the fact that some of these teams are now going to play upwards of 17 games. Well, yeah, they will. If you want to win a national title and you play in the conference championship game, you got to play 17 games to win a college football national championship. It's about greed. It's about money. It should go to 8. And we can reseed after the first round and all that other good stuff. But it's going to go to 16 because they're going to want to help the teams with buys, and they're not going to want to take away games because then they're taking away money, so it's going to go to 16. My only question is, will it stop at 16? Ultimately, one day I could see them bringing back the buys and go to 24. The top 8 seeds get a first-round bye, and the bottom 16 play. I could see that a few years down the road. I still think there's going to be NFC, AFC, a.k.a. SEC champ versus Big Ten champ for the college football championship model a few years down the road as well. Any thoughts there, Jake, before we go to break?
No, absolutely agree with you, with both of you guys' opinions. Smaller playoff, the better to me, but we know how it is.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we already know there's a team better out there than Texas. Georgia, who's out, by the way. We already know there's 2 teams better than Penn State because they lost to Oregon and Ohio State. I mean, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens in the regular season. All that matters is you get hot like Ohio State looks at the right time. A couple of final thoughts. Again, these are things I've stored up over time. I'm finally back so we can talk about them. Well, I'm just going to mention them because we've got to get to break. Only one team in the state of Alabama won a bowl game. You know who it was? Ooh, I stumped Jake.
UAB? I don't know. I've got to think.
South Alabama.
Oh, there you go.
All right. And this isn't even poking fun at Miami. I just think these things are interesting. Miami falls to 1-12 in bowl games since 2008. The worst postseason record in college football. All right. This was posted by a Florida State fan, of course. Since 2007, Bobby Bowden retired in 2009. Since 2007, Bobby Bowden has 2 bowl wins. Miami has 1. All right. I thought that was funny. Colorado's last bowl win, 2004. And you probably saw this. And Deion's done a great job at Colorado. But they're 0-6 versus ranked teams since he got there, and 2-9 versus power conference teams with at least a 500 record. I just thought these things are interesting. I'm not trying to slam anybody. If something's interesting, I'll talk about it. All right, don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, it's time to talk some NFL. We'll be right back.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Bryant at 402-467-1111 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-1111.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Allow me to get a bit sappy. For women, jewelry isn't just a gift. It's a timeless symbol of love and appreciation. You have to get this right. No fleeting trends or gadgets will make the impact. Every time she wears it, every time she gets a compliment, you win. Trust me, guys, you'll get your money worth. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
New year, new you? Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping can help make sure you keep that resolution this time. Our proven system combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition, along with our expert coaching to make sure you're moving forward toward your goals. The next 10-week challenge starts January 11th. But if you enroll now, you can start today and get a head start on those gains for no extra cost. Plus, head to fxblincoln.com and you can save $100. Don't wait. Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boom! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carriker Show. We have a winner for our contest. But before that, always remember the show is brought to you by The Ticket, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Also, check out Carriker Chronicles on YouTube and the website, carrikerchronicles.com. All right, let's bring on our winner. Let's bring on Jason. Jason, you there?
I am here.
How you doing, my friend?
Good.
All right, congratulations on winning today. Here is the just for fun trivia question. Doesn't matter if you get it right or wrong. North Dakota State wins the FCS championship game. Was that last night, Jake, or Sunday?
Yeah, it was
last night. All right. Beat the number 1 seed. They were the number 2 seed. But here's my question for you. And know that they've won a lot. Since 2011, how many national championships has North Dakota State won?
10.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
He already knew that.
Yeah.
That was nice. You already knew that answer, didn't you?
I was going to say it before you finished the question.
All right, let me ask you this question. You seem to have some knowledge on this. What is their winning percentage? And again, it's really high since 2011.
10 out of the last 14.
10 out of 14. Overall winning percentage, like wins versus losses.
Oh, yeah, I don't know that.
Here, I'll give you an over-under. Let's go 875 winning percentage. Is it over or under that?
Whew. I'm going to go over.
You're right. 899, basically 900. Man, you are an FCS aficionado, or at least North Dakota State football fan, one or the other. Which is it, my friend?
I'm smarter than the average dumb guy.
I like that. That's my life's motto, too. Thank you for joining us, Jason.
Yep.
All right, Jake. Smarter than the average dumb guy. This just shows new motto. All right,
I
FC.
like it.
I love that, by the way. All right, 10 FCS national championships after North Dakota State wins the game on Monday. Was it Montana or Montana State?
Montana State.
Montana State was
Who
the number
plays
1 seed.
Oregon out of the gate next year, by the way.
Ooh, that'll be fun. I almost wish Montana State would have won now. Anyways, I digress. Northern School has won more than 6 in the last 14 years. North Dakota State's won 5 of the last 8. Their overall winning percentage is 899, 186 wins, 21 losses since 2011. The only other schools to win an FCS national title, James Madison, that was 2016, Sam Houston State 2020, and the South Dakota State, their logo looks very angry, Jackrabbits 2022 and 2023. All right. Oh, did you know, you know this if you just think about it. You hadn't thought about it, though. If we were still using the BCS format, the national title game this year would have been Oregon versus Georgia.
Yeah.
Just think about that. I don't know whether that's good or bad. Just think about that.
The way God intended.
I love it. All right. So we will eventually get the NFL playoffs, but I want to talk a little NFL in general. Now, Thomas Fidoni's training, put his papers in for the NFL draft, but it's interesting because another guy that came out of high school his same year. This is the type of talent that Thomas has had. Obviously, he's had a couple of knee injuries, but I thought this was interesting because Brock Bowers is going to be the best tight end in the NFL in the near future. This year, 112 catches, rookie record, 1,194 yards, first among all NFL tight ends, 596 yards after catch, first among tight ends, 15 contested catches, first among tight ends. My son's a Raiders fan, and he hates that they drafted Brock Bowers. He wishes they would have taken a quarterback. I'm like, Jacob, dude, you don't reach for a quarterback and set your franchise back half a decade. You go get the best player, and you guys did with the 13th pick last year. All right. You want to do NFL MVP or Tyreek Hill first?
Tyreek Hill.
And I quote, "I'm opening the door. I'm out, bro. It was great playing here, but at the end of the day, I got to do what's best for my career. I'm too much of a competitor to be just out there," end quote. That's Tyreek Hill on wanting out, bro, of the Miami Dolphins. I believe Jalen Ramsey has said something similar. I get the feeling like NFL players are looking at the college transfer portal and they're like, we want that. We want to be able to come and go 15 times a year. And we want to renegotiate our contract 15 times a year. I'm rounding down, of course. Oh, no. What are your thoughts on that, man? Tyreek Hill wants out of Miami. Very publicly, I might add.
I mean,
kind of like the Chiefs when he left. Very public afterwards.
Well, it's just interesting because, you figure that he made that move for money. He already had
Yes,
titles. Usually,
yes.
Veterans late, I would understand. I want to go play for a winner.
Yeah.
Already has titles. So, I don't know. But, I mean, if you're a competitor, you want to win. Some would say stay where you are and work with the team, but he must not be happy with the direction they're going.
He was voted the number 1 player in the NFL by players within the past year. Now, my son is like, oh, he's not even a 99 on Madden because that's how we make decisions here. But Trent Williams, my former teammate at DC, now with the Niners, is a 99. I forget who the other 2 99s are, but he was one of them. Jamar Chase, I believe, is another one, another 99. I forget who the third is. But my son was like, he's not even a 99. How can he be voted number 1? I was like, well, players view things differently. First of all, here's my take. I'm a big fan of Tyreek. I think he's the most explosive player in the entire NFL, and that's saying something. He chose to go from Patrick Mahomes to Tua Tagovailoa when Tua was hurt at the time with an injury history coming out of college. So I don't believe he went there trying to win. I believe he went there to get the money because him and the Chiefs were in a contract dispute and they weren't going to pay him more than X amount. He wanted more than X amount, so he left. I think he sat there and he thought the Chiefs wouldn't be the same without him. The Chiefs have won back-to-back Super Bowls. And now he's like, I had the Super Bowl, then I wanted the money, I got the money, This is the first year he's not made the playoffs in his career. It's the first year he's not made the Pro Bowl in his career. And now he's like, this is hurting me. I wonder if he goes back to Kansas City. What do you think that would have to be a tail between the legs situation if that happens. What do you think the odds of that are, Jake?
I mean, I don't know if it would be too bad. I think the situation was where, okay, I need to go and cash in on my value at this point. But if you go back to Kansas City, it's kind of, I think he'd be welcome and reunited. And maybe, I will give him credit for the deal that went down a little bit earlier with the Miami police, that he didn't really make a big deal out of it because the media wanted to, and he just didn't. So
I would agree with that.
But maybe he does. Maybe he still just didn't like that and wants to find a new home.
I hope he lands somewhere where he can be happy, he can win games, he can compete for titles. Obviously, the paycheck's going to be a part of that, just like with any job. All right? That's just like with any job. I don't know, if you're a plumber and you're offered one job for X amount of money and you're offered another job for more amount of money but the same amount of work, you're going to go to job 2. That's just what anybody's going to do. I get that. In sports, sometimes, like, you have the possibility of winning a championship, so sometimes that may vary a little bit. He is the most explosive player in the NFL. I remember watching him run that 60-meter indoor track, what was that, a year or two ago, and he just blew everyone else away. It wasn't even close. So for me, I'm excited to see what happens with his future. I'm just like, man, these NFL guys are kind of like, I'm looking at these college guys. Transfer portal's awfully nice. I want out now. You guys have contracts. Right now, college guys don't. That needs to be fixed. But that was interesting to me. All right, the NFL MVP race. My top 3 candidates all happen to be from the AFC, by the way. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, no particular order. Josh Allen. Oh, I forgot who my third was. It wasn't Joe Burrow. He was up there, though. Maybe it was Joe Burrow. I can't remember. Those are the top 3 coming to my mind anyways.
Saquon?
No, it was all AFC.
Oh, okay.
And it was all quarterbacks, which now that I think about it, kind of makes me mad at myself. But I digress. Who would be your top 3 candidates and who would be your NFL regular season MVP?
Like I said, I'd probably throw Saquon in there. I think Josh Allen had a slightly better record, but the numbers go with Lamar Jackson. I think there is maybe some I don't know. It's kind of the effect where you've already won the MVP. Now maybe you want something new. I think Lamar Jackson's probably the MVP, but I think they might go with Josh Allen just to get something new going.
Is this the year the Bills get over the hump and beat the Chiefs? They already beat them in the regular season. The only team to beat them when the Chiefs had their starters out there was the Bills.
Well, Lamar's got to get over his hump too. The Chiefs seem to be a hump for everybody in the AFC.
Yes. He needs a little bit more playoff success. He's my personal favorite quarterback to watch in the NFL because I grew up on option quarterbacks. I love quarterbacks that can throw and run. That will never change for me. And nobody does both those things better in the NFL than Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen does it pretty well as you're going to do it for being a pass-first quarterback. I hadn't even thought about Saquon Barkley. He plays that last game, probably breaks that record. Yeah. All right, but I understand they're making a business decision. We're trying to win championships here. I get all that. So for me, I would go personally with Lamar. It is tough. The more regular season MVPs you win, the less people want to give them to you because they want to spread it around a little bit. That's a natural human tendency. I don't think that's a bad thing. It's still got to be Lamar. He's the all-time leading rusher for quarterbacks in NFL history. I know that's more all-time than this season. But this season, his arms have been torching defense. 41 touchdowns. The second greatest single-season quarterback passer rating ever to go with his legs. A career high in passing touchdowns, so he has beaten the other seasons where he won the NFL MVP when it comes to passing touchdowns more this year and leads the NFL in touchdown to interception ratio. He's won the NFL MVP twice before, and in my opinion, the reason he should get it again is because this is his best season ever in the regular season. He's also the first quarterback in NFL history to throw for over 4,000 yards and run for over 800 yards in a single season. To me, it's Lamar Jackson. To me, this is being the most valuable player is, are you the most valuable person on your team? Nobody relies on one player more than the Ravens rely on Lamar Jackson, specifically because of the type of offense they have to run around him. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on that before we get out of here, Jake?
Yeah, I mean, I think you could have an argument for Josh Allen. He's certainly had a heck of a year this year, and I think they finished one game ahead of where Baltimore did in the standings. But I still think, I mean, both of them very, very important to their teams. But I'd slide with Lamar.
We'll talk more about the NFL playoffs as the week goes along. As I look at this, man, I sure like the Lions, and I'm kind of edging towards the Bills. I favor them over the Chiefs just a little bit, but we'll dive more into it as the week goes along. Until next time, Husker Nation, go Big Red Nose. Remember to throw the bug.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
When you need a new water heater, nothing